Hi there and welcome to today's vlog. Now today I want to ask a question. What is your life focus? A few days ago I was sorting through one of the boxes we brought with us that needs unpacking and dealing with, and I came across a little autograph album that I must have picked up somewhere some years ago probably, and I was looking through it and I came across one autograph that was signed by somebody called Jean Batten. Now I had no idea who Jean Batten is or was until I did a bit of research and discovered that Jean Batten was at one time in the 30s a famous female flyer, pilot. And I managed to get hold of a biography all about her called Jean Batten, the Garbo of the Skies. She was a New Zealand lady by birth, and this is a fascinating read. I'm probably about a third of the way through. It's a long book, but she was utterly focused on achieving fame through her flying prowess. Indeed, one of her early aims was to beat Amy Johnson's time for flying from the UK to Australia, which she eventually did after a few incidents that prevented earlier attempts. She conquered other routes too and became very, very famous, but she was, as you read it, utterly focused on this one desire, to the extent that anybody who got in her way was trampled on. She would use people to get her aims, finance or whatever, but once they'd served their purpose, they were quickly discarded. It's interesting, I was reading one of the passages in the book where on one of her journeys she has a very close dice with death, if you like. She left France and was heading for Italy. It was the people in France had warned her it's too dangerous to take off. The weather was bad. It was pouring with rain. It was night time. She was going across open water, and she began to run out of fuel as she desperately searched for the coast of Italy. And to cut a long story short, she eventually managed to reach the coast but couldn't find the place to land, and then realised that she was almost out of fuel. It says she began to pray, for she was now living on borrowed time. Yet unbelievably, as the fuel gauge float had long subsided to zero, the moth kept going. That's her plane. Maybe the Almighty had taken pity on me and answered my prayers, she later wrote. And miraculously, I can't explain it all, but it was an absolute miracle that she landed safely on that occasion. And she wrote later, near the field where she crash landed, was the church of St. Paul. And people said that St. Paul had guided me to safety. It was indeed an amazing landing, a veritable miracle. In gratitude, she went into the cathedral and knelt to offer up prayer for her deliverance. So in her desperate time of need, she cried out to God. And I wonder how many people who maybe in their life don't give God much thought ultimately come to the point of desperation and they cry out to God. And Jean Batten, it's more than one occasion where this happens. She's in desperate danger and she cries out to God and believes that God had delivered her. Remember, if you were watching the last vlog, I was talking about Thanksgiving, and one of the verses I mentioned then was from 1 Thessalonians 5:16 and 17, where Paul writes this: rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. And it's come to me that the thing that binds those three aspects together, rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, is that it focuses our attention on God. Jean Batten lived much of her life focused on achieving fame through her flying. Wonder what your focus is. What is your driving ambition, if you like, driving thought? Or what's the aim of your life? Where's your focus fixed? Paul reminds us that our focus should be fixed on God, not only when we're in trouble, but throughout our lives. Rejoice always. And he says right into the Philippians, rejoice in the Lord. We rejoice in what we have in Jesus. Pray continually. Prayer is that relationship we express with God. Give thanks in all circumstances. Giving thanks to God, the one who gives us life itself. So let's let our attention, our focus be on our loving Creator, the one who holds us and sustains us. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening today.